Just describe the energy of the kids out here.
I mean, the energy level's been good. Got a lot of new kids, first-year players out. So there's always that little bit of, man, is this really, the sport for me? But we have built a very, very solid foundation over the summer with a good group of kids, and they have kind of set the tone for the first couple days and into the first week of practice, and it's exciting.
And this is your second year. Can you describe how you guys are in a different place this time than you were this time last year?
Yeah, I think we're a little bit more prepared just in terms of being able to anticipate what's coming next. There's always things that pop up that, like, where'd this come from? But at the same time, it makes it a little bit easier to say, well, this is where we were at last year, and this is where we need to be, that type of thing in terms of planning.
Biggest lesson you learned last year in your first year as a head coach?
I mean, probably just you can have the greatest plan, you can have the greatest, plan, and then all of a sudden, boom, something happens that you did not foresee, whether that's an injury or weather or whatever, and it's just that ability to adapt and go with the flow and that type of thing.
Where do you see Northrop shining this year? Maybe what's the team's strength going into this year?
Well, our skill positions are very good on offense. We need to find some linemen. I think everybody's in that position, all the time. So, and we're going to be very young on defense. So that's the challenge. We're going to be counting on a lot of good athletes, but yet young and inexperienced athletes. So that's the biggest concern. But at the same time, we got a lot coming back in. Like I said, the foundation and the work ethic and the commitment level is there from a good group of guys. So we're pretty excited about it.
Just even the three names that I've heard on offense between Garrett Shanley and Mike Snyder and then Jason Ash as well. What are you expecting out of them as kind of the go-to guys this season?
Right. Well, there are playmakers, and the good thing about all of those positions is that we have depth, and they can't be comfortable, they can't be content because they're being pushed by these very, very talented underclassmen. And if they take a day off or take a play off, that they know there's somebody else waiting in the wings. So that's the most exciting part, I guess, in terms of our offense, is that the depth is finally there where we can, say, hey, man, it's you or, it's the next guy, and the next guy's pretty good. So that's definitely a benefit for us on offense.
And in particular, Mike Snyder, I feel like, has the biggest shoes to fill with the graduation of Aaron Thomas and Nigel Kilby. How have you seen him develop this offseason into that leader, go-to guy role?
Well, he's one of our best athletes, and to be honest with you, he can be a star at any position on the field. And he's had some injuries and leg problems last year, and we thought that it would be best for him to play wide receiver, and he's our best route runner. He's our best catcher in terms of balls, and I mean, he's just a multi-talented kid, and we can put him anywhere, and he can succeed.
We were talking a little bit with Mike and Garrett about how there's a lot to improve upon from 2 wins, but do you guys think that you feed off of an underdog mentality a little bit in the SAC?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's been a lot of people that have written us off, and people that have said, well, you can't win at Northrop, and we don't think that's true, and that's the challenge every single day, and it's going to take, like I talked about, that good core group of people that really truly believe, and I think we're on the right track.
Tough first week opponent with Carroll. What are you guys working on, and what would be the key to that game for you?
Well, I mean, there's going to be a lot of question marks for us going into the season, just with our youth and inexperience. Obviously, Carroll returns a ton, especially on offense, and a very talented quarterback. So, there's not going to be any easing into it for some of our young kids. So that's the exciting part, and we're going to know what we got right away.
And then looking at the new landscape of the SAC, how do you think you guys shape up against some of the storied programs that continue to stay, and then the newcomers with Homestead and Carroll?
To be honest with you, we're kind of excited with Carroll and Homestead because they are in our sectional. So we'll know, kind of where we stack up leading into the postseason. and we haven't always had that because we haven't had that barometer say, well, Carroll, you know, because we haven't competed against them. So that is a good thing for us. But yeah, I mean, there's no easy ones. Every school and in this conference is solid, and that's a good thing.
Expectations for this season?
We just want to get better every day. You know, I know that sounds cliche and all that stuff, but like I said, the foundation has been built now, and now we just need to keep improving and keep getting better. And the attitude and chemistry and camaraderie and all that stuff is much better than it has been, and that's probably where we're most looking forward to improving.